Okay, y'all, we went to Sam's and we bought a lot of stuff in bigger quantities. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how we put up some of our vegetables whenever we buy them like this. I'm going to start by putting water in my bowl and 1/4 of a cup of white vinegar. I like to use this to wash my vegetables with before we cut them up. For just Travis and myself, when we buy like 6 bell peppers at one time, we can't go through that many. So I like to wash them, and then we're going to dice them up, and I'm going to store half of them in the freezer. I'll keep 2 or 3 out for fresh. The rest will go in the freezer. But this makes it great whenever you're doing a recipe and it calls for bell peppers, and you don't have a fresh one. Because a lot of times we buy them fresh, put them in the fridge, they get shoved to the back, and we let them go bad. So when I get here, when we go to Sam's and we buy bigger quantities like this, I like to wash them, put them up, and store half of them in Ziploc bags and use them as I need them and let them be froze so I don't let them go to waste. So we're going to start by taking them out. Once we put them in our vinegar bath for around 3 to 4 minutes, wipe them down good, and look how pretty these bell peppers are when you buy them like that in the big bags. We gave $5.12 for 6 bell peppers at Sam's. And if you buy them individual, say like at Walmart or even Ingles, they're $1 a piece almost. And they're not near as big and pretty. So I'm going to take and go ahead and start trimming my bell pepper up. And the way I'm trimming it, I only wind up with my hand with the seeds and the insides. I'm trying not to let any of it go to waste. We're going to trim it all up and dice it up. Diced bell peppers would be great to have for scrambled eggs, omelets, meatloaves, or any kind of like stir fry you're wanting to make. You could take out a handful of these, say a half a cup, let them thaw, and put them in any kind of dish that requires a bell pepper. And freezing them, you won't let them go bad. So we're just going to get these trimmed up and ready for the freezer. Now that we've got them cut up, we're going to take them and I'm just going to place them right over here on our dry paper towel that we have. And we're just going to spread them out. And we're going to let them lay on that paper towel for around 15 minutes, just till they get some of that moisture off of them before we put them in Ziploc bags for the freezer. So when you buy like a value pack of these, where we got 6 big bell peppers for $5.44, you can put them in the freezer so they don't go bad before you can use them. Okay, now we're going to do our little Brussels sprouts the same way. We got this bag right here, and it's a lot more than we can eat at one meal. So we're going to wash them, trim them. At least I trim the ends. Some people might not. But I go ahead and trim the ends up and pick the bigger leaves off that are trying to fall off. And then we'll let these dry once we get them trimmed to get them ready for the freezer also. I'll save part of them out and freeze the other part, so we'll have them for a later date. I like prepping my meals like this and my fruit and vegetables when we get home, because it saves money, so you don't let it go bad. We just take, and I trim the ends off and the outer leaves that are trying to come off pretty much anyway. That way they won't fall apart when you try to get them in your Ziploc bag. But that we're cutting off won't go to waste. The girls and the rooster will get that. They always like it when we go and buy stuff like this because they know they get the extra. It don't go to waste. Okay, now that we've got all our Brussels sprouts done, we're going to take them and place them on a paper towel also. I want to let them dry and get good and dry before I put them in my Ziploc bag. And that just makes it easier when you take them out of the freezer. They're not all stuck together. And you can even take out just a few. If you do them this way, they don't stick in one big ball. And you can take out ever how many you think you and your family will eat, so you don't waste them. Okay, y'all, next is the strawberries. I had to get 2 of these. Right now, Sam's Club has their strawberries for $3.68. They are so pretty. Y'all look how big and pretty this strawberry is. It's that time of year. Travis used to go to Florida when he was doing loads down that direction, and he would see at Plant City, and that's where these strawberries came from, Plant City, Florida. He says they would grow the strawberries in one row, and down the center, they would have their onions. They put the strawberry and onions in the same garden, right beside each other. There's a row of strawberries, onions, and strawberries as far as you can see down there in Plant City. So this time of year, it must be that time that Plant City is shipping their strawberries, because I actually looked at the container and that's where these came from. So now we'll let these soak for around 2 to 4 minutes and just give them a little swish and get them ready. Okay, now we're going to take the strawberries and place them on a paper towel so they will drain some of their water off so I can cut them up easier. And a lot of y'all might wonder if the vinegar makes the strawberries have a vinegary taste. They don't. Only soaking them in there for 2 to 4 minutes, your strawberries do not taste like vinegar. They are pretty strawberries this year. I'm just going to take and cut them up into 4s like that. I've got to try one, and oh, they are so good. Only if y'all could taste one. But if you have a Sam's nearby, you should go and take advantage right now of this sale. They're only $3.68, I believe is what we paid for them. That is so cheap for a big container of strawberries. So right now is even the time to make strawberry jam, strawberry preserves, strawberries, ice cream. And I'm going to take these and I'm going to do them the same as the vegetables. I'm going to eat part of them and keep them out for fresh eating, and then part of them will go in the freezer. And I may even go back and get me some more, because it is hard to find that price on strawberries during the year. So it's great to put these in the freezer and stock up while they're on sale for this price and this pretty. The tops of the strawberries I'm going to save also. I'll take those and make like a strawberry vinaigrette with these. They make great little vinaigrettes to save the tops. I'll even show y'all how to do that when I get it done. And now we're going to place our strawberries on a paper towel over here also and let them air dry. I want my strawberries to be totally dry before I put them in my Ziploc bag. And the tops right here that we're saving, I'll put them just in a container because I'll get to those faster and I'll get that made with that vinaigrette. But right here I have almost all my vegetables done. I still just like one more, and it's my cauliflower. Now this one is a big one, so I'm going to divide it up because we can't eat this all at once. And I do like eating it raw in my salads. So I'll save some out for that, and the other we'll put up to do recipes with. And I'll also put that in the freezer. Once you get this part out, it makes it a lot easier to start chopping a cauliflower up. It's just a little hard sometimes to get that core out. And we'll save that also for the chickens and all these outer leaves. They'll get that too. And we're just going to take and pull this apart now that we've got it started. And we're just going to have little bitty pieces. Some I'll leave a little bigger, but most of them I'm going to break down to little small bites. So you can put it maybe like in a salad or easier to cook with. And we're also going to go ahead and we're going to put it in our vinegar bath also and get any bacteria or germs off of it. Now that we got it all cut, we're just going to dump it down in this vinegar bath and let it soak for around 2 to 4 minutes also. Okay, we got it in there. We're going to let it soak, and we're going to do this the same exact way as we did our other vegetables so we can get them put in the freezer. We're just going to drain them, chop them up into bite-sized pieces. This helps you whenever you're ready to cook something. You don't have to do all this work. You can do this prep all at one time when you go shopping and bring your vegetables back or your fruits, and it saves you a lot of time. Okay, now that I've got everything washed, prepped, and cut up and ready, I'm going to go ahead, we've let it dry, and I'm going to start placing my vegetables in these Ziploc freezer bags. They're quarts. Using a measuring cup like this makes it easy for the bag to stand up in, so you don't have to try to hold it and pick your stuff up all at once. We're going to place half of our bell peppers in a bag and then half in another bag. I'll make 2 batches out of this to make it go further. And when I'm cooking something, all I'll have to do is go and get me ever how many bell peppers I need for a recipe right out of the freezer. You can take and sort of hit your little bag on the counter if they are stuck together and try to measure out the exact amount you need. Now I take a paper towel in mine, fold it up, and place it inside my bag with my vegetables. And this helps it soaks up some of the moisture and keeps your vegetables from sticking together. Now make sure you get all the air out as much as you can. Just take and press down and even fold and roll your Ziploc bag, and that helps get the extra air out of your vegetables. You're trying not to have any air in your Ziploc bag. And once you have all the air out, then just take and lock your zipper on it, fold it over, and you can flatten it out even more to stack it in your freezer if that's how you want to. Or either roll it up sort of like I did. And now we're just going to keep going and finish putting our vegetables in these bags and getting it ready for the freezer. We're going to do our Brussels sprouts the same exact way. I'll get 2 bags out of this. And if it is too much of an amount for Travis and myself, I'll just take out ever how many I think we'll need for a meal. I'm also going to go ahead and put my paper towel down in the Ziploc bag so I can get it down in there easier for Brussels sprouts. And now we're going to do our strawberries the same exact way. We're going to put our paper towel in our Ziploc bag and place our strawberries just like we did our Brussels sprouts. The tops we're going to save for our vinaigrette. We'll just put it in a container. Now I've done a lot of chopping today, but I've got my vegetables in the freezer ready to go to help me save money and time. And it won't go to waste. Like always, thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.